no sleep, I'm pre-rich. I know that one man sold too early for 2 pizza pies. Other man held for 15 years, now his kids are set for life.
Yo, family, what's good? Welcome back to another Blockchain Banter at Internet Speed. Episode 5 this time with IgraLabs exclusive. We have none other than Pavel here, co-founder of Igra. We went to have Ashton here as well, but unfortunately he got caught up, so it will just be the lovely Pavel here today. Either way, hello, my man. How you doing? You doing very well?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Perfect.
Doing great.
Thanks for coming on.
And of course, we got our lovely co-host here, Jer CryptoPunk, with me as well. Going to be giving some insight, some deeper content in regards to everything Igra's been building. We have, of course, we're very excited about it. We know that there's going to be a mainnet not too far off, and then we've seen some partnerships with Hyperlane. We've got so much to kind of dissect here. But before we do, of course, I want to ask the first question to Pavel, which is just, how are you doing and what have you been up to recently?
Sorry, come again, please?
How have you been recently? What have you been up to?
Yeah. Look, it's a loaded question. Every startup has two sides. Like we have like things for now, immediate. This is what we're building. This is what we're releasing, and we have tomorrow long-term plans. And it's a good bipolar essentially. So you have both long-term research and firefighting all over the place. Like you have to fix. Like our team is in absolutely god mode currently, fixing problems big and small, while like some other people working on 5-year time horizon. And me sitting in the middle of this is both exciting and very stressful. So to put it concisely, I'm both excited and under the huge stress.
Oh, trust me, I'm fully aware of that. I know that we've been trying to get you on the show for some time, and every time it's like, a little later, I've got so much going on right now.
And now I have a plane tomorrow, so it's just in between two legs essentially. But just I think it's I'm really happy that we finally caught up. We can share things we're working on.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate you taking the time out to do this today. So you know how I'm not sure if you've seen the show yet, Pavel, but we've been doing this now for, I think it's our 5th week. We had Ashton and Kaspa on the first week. Then we had Rory and Envy from KRI the second week. Then third week we had
Chad and Wolfie. Wolfie from Wolfie's Bar. Yeah.
Was that third week? Because that was last week.
I can't remember. I'm getting them all mixed up now. But
yeah, I feel like I forgot someone important, and I feel bad for that. But
Seb as well.
Oh yes,
and the other Wolfie.
Oh yeah, Seb and Wolfie. That was it. That was third week. Yes, and of course now we've got you here. So to get straight into it, I think the first question I just wanted to ask for you is how we see IgraLabs doing quite a lot. I think the first that I'd like to ask is if you can elaborate any more regarding the recent partnership Igra formed with Hyperlane in respect of getting USDC, USDT, and wrapped ETH on Igra.
Yeah,
and I wanted to add to that question as well. Sorry, why did you choose going with them instead of building your own bridge? What's the advantages with Hyperlane?
It's a solid company, and we think it's a best off-the-shelf solution for community for now. We checked very carefully if we can do something with sufficient security assumptions, like some product with sufficient security assumptions, and like we just saw that using Hyperlane with just mixed signatures from us, from community, just makes sense for the time being. But yeah, there is no ideal solution for that, unfortunately. Like in EVM world, bridges is still one of the biggest challenges. It's like there is no ideal trustless solution from one blockchain to another. There is still essentially, like, it doesn't matter how you design it, it's still multi-sig with some additional technologies, with some additional security assumptions, but by the end of the day, it's just a multi-sig. So yeah, we did it with Hyperlane because we saw them working for quite a long time. I know them from different projects, and we believe that this is currently the best. It's not ideal, but that's one of the best solutions available on the market right now. But yeah, moving forward, we hope that we maybe can build something also in-house. But yeah, we have to focus on building essentially infrastructure. We cannot, unfortunately, allow to build things which not in our direct expertise. So, but the question about stablecoins, stablecoins is still killer app for Ethereum. It's still killer app for Ethereum ecosystem. It's still one of the best product market fits of decentralized ledger in general. So we wanted to bring it to Kaspa because it's one of the important tools to unlock value for Kaspa coin. So people can start using it to transact, to pay, to use it for off-ramping, on-ramping, borrow it from lending protocols. It's something which Ethereum ecosystem has for a long time. It's a given, but we saw that in Kaspa ecosystem, it's still not available. So it was one of the first products we wanted to bring from the outside. Like, as you know, we have a great ecosystem with like projects like Cascade, Kaspa.com, Kaspa Finance, like all these Zeros, of course, Zeros, like great teams who built essentially like our own versions of decentralized finance. But for bridge, we thought the best solution is to bring a company which specialize in bridging, essentially. So that's why Hyperlane is in the picture. There's also many interesting additional things on top. Hyperlane has products like warp routes, yield routes as well. It's also very attractive. I think Ashton would tell you more about that because he was leading this effort, and essentially, like, it's all most of the credit of getting this thing done, this initiative with Hyperlane, is with Ashton. But yeah, I think also from what I saw, like from research we did, Hyperlane was looking really well, also price-wise, which is important because we're community funded. We didn't want to spend just huge money just because project has a big brand or something like this.
Going backwards, I probably should have asked this question first, but you're from an Ethereum background. You worked on Ethereum. Is there big differences between working on Ethereum and building an L2 on Kaspa? Is it
huge? Yeah, it's like, I have to be careful here because Kaspa is unique in many regards. And one of them things is it's still kind of catching up with the recent developments in modern decentralized finance world. And what happens in Ethereum, it's already kind of old news, and it's coming to Kaspa only these days. Nothing wrong about that. It's just have to happen. So we're happy that we accelerated this development and we're bringing these tools. So yeah, in Ethereum, DeFi world is super advanced in many regards. Like, people get used to work with existing primitives. That's I think the main strength of Ethereum EVM ecosystem. It's you have all these Legos which can be easily composable together. You have like, for example, like, there is a great gear protocol. Like, it's very, very interesting thing. It's essentially leverage, like smart account, smart wallet, which allows you to do leverage trading just from your account in trustless manner, using any protocol you like for trading. It can be Uniswap, it can be any other trading primitive which just plugged into Gearbox, and then that's what's create network effect. That's what also brings liquidity. That's also what allows people actually to use infrastructure in many interesting different way. Kaspa doesn't have it because Kaspa doesn't have programmability, right? So it's a great layer one. It's and that's not something I say just for the sake of this just to be nice. Kaspa, we believe that Kaspa block DAC is one of the best sequencers on the market, shared sequencers, decentralized sequencers on the market. So tech-wise, it's perfect, but still from application standpoint, it's still undeveloped. So ecosystem doesn't have all these normal things which Ethereum has, like for the several years already. It's like several generations of builders changed and products changed in Ethereum, while Kaspa was still getting there with its current community, and yeah, it's still lots to be done. But it also means that Kaspa don't have to repeat the same mistakes which Ethereum did, for example.
Yeah, so I mean, I completely agree in the element of Kaspa's programmability. So would it be therefore, with the developments we're seeing core building, core building a lot right now, you've got VPOGs in the works, ZKPs, DAGNITE, Covenants, the Python elements. We've seen that some of these elements are also crucial to get AI agents on board as well. Would this significantly bolster and improve the programmability element of Kaspa?
Silverscript also.
Silverscript, yes.
Silverscript, it was just, I think, published by Ori earlier today. Yeah, it's amazing. First of all, just to see how core is buzzing with ideas and proof of concepts and building all these things. It's just it's best thing which engineer, because I have an engineer background, so I naturally really just excited by these developments. So yeah, there is no but. Yeah, it's a great development. We're happy to see that. It's still, in terms of programmability, it's different from Turing complete language. It's very different from Solidity because Solidity is there for 9 years, 8 years. So it has a very developed ecosystem of products, builders, tools, developer experience, which is also super important in terms of frameworks and all kind of small and little helpers for developers. It's just there for taking. So it's that's why we chose, for example, EVM. We obviously could take any other virtual machine because our technology allows to connect in almost any virtual machine to Kaspa, to block DAC. But we went with EVM for a reason, because it's one of the most familiar environments for developers out there, and that's very important because that's what allows people to focus on domain, on implementation, on applications, not on developing infrastructure just to be able to transact, swap, or create some primitives which already exist in Ethereum world.
Yeah, no, I see. So what Igor's basically building in is trying to also help in increasing the programmability element that Kaspa currently lacks, I would guess, is how you're putting it.
Yeah, yes. We just it's not only that. So rewind back to 2024 when we just started working on this project. The idea was we never thought about this as just bringing some special technology which don't exist on Kaspa. We thought it's a complementary. It was an obvious move just to build EVM on top of existing sequencer, existing proof of work infrastructure, consensus layer. Essentially, we just saw very strong consensus layer which we can use for programmability layer. But then when we started and then we developed this thing with every new iteration, we saw that actually separation between execution and sequencing is a very strong proposition. So again, kaspa today is one of the best, if not the best, sequencers on the market. It means it knows how to sequence things in a fast, trustless, internet speed manner. So it's there. It's already there. It's going to be upgraded with Dark Knight. Yeah, we're probably going to have 100 BPS. Yes, we're probably going to have more optimizations. ZK is very important, but the fact it's already one of the best sequencers it's a super strong offering which you can use for many other things. But in our case, we used it to build essentially blockchain of the new type. It's very different from Ethereum, what we built. Just by adding execution on top of sequencing, we created censorship resistant and front run resistant blockchain, because miners on the layer 1, sequencing on layer 1 has no knowledge about EVM or any other VM transactions. And what we thought in the beginning was a weakness, now we see it as a strength of the product of this infrastructure. And we actually think that it's very it was a great approach. I'm not sure who I think it was Satan who mentioned that execution on the layer 1 doesn't make sense, because like separation of concerns should be there, and also from performance standpoint. And I start seeing that this separation also creates actually another dimension. It allows you to build truly trustless and censorship resistant applications. Like, very simple example, you have several blockchains who rollbacked state last year just to prevent some exploit or to adhere to some regulations, because if you have knowledge about state transition, if you know what happens in your execution layer, then you obliged by law to regulate it. As a miner, as a validator, as whatever you call it, you have to do this. But when you don't have this knowledge, like you have currently on kaspa, there is no obligation. There is no subpoena. You cannot stop the changes because some wrong transaction was created. And it's just because of the payload, you won't stop the chain. It's like in the Bitcoin. Like currently, you can post anything you like on Bitcoin as a payload, but then no one can stop it because of this content. It's not true for Ethereum, for example. If you have application which creates some incorrect state from some standpoint, you have to stop the chain. You can stop the chain. You can roll back this transaction. It's a very simple but super powerful concept. So yeah, we think that this is it's a complementary what we're building, but it's also create completely new dimension in terms of programmable blockchains.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess that's a key difference between the proof of stake versus proof of work argument.
Exactly.
Yeah. And actually, I wanted
100%.
to quickly touch on that. Of course, we've got a lot more questions to ask in respect of Igra as well. And I know Joe's got some queued up as well, but not even more recently, and even then about a month ago when I first reached out to you, we've seen a few comments where you have been responding to Vitalik when he's mentioned two things in particular. Those who are watching, you've probably seen it already, but if you haven't, Vitalik made seemingly two claims. I'm probably paraphrasing this, but he claimed that one, Ethereum has solved the blockchain dilemma, and two, that they're kind of changing their model, if you will, because they realize that layer 2s are heavily fragmenting layer 1 of Ethereum, and they're realizing that this is the same exact issue that Jonas Belinsky mentioned years and years and years back. So I guess I want to get your thoughts and to elaborate on, to start off with then, what Vitalik was saying in regards to Ethereum solve the blockchain dilemma.
We're not talking enough, but we had a really great discussions with Dr. Martin Heisbach from Uphold, and he mentioned, it stayed with me, that there is no blockchain trilemma, there is Ethereum trilemma. This thing was essentially invented in Ethereum ecosystem, so they now proudly say solved it. But it's not it's there are many trilemmas. You can say there is a quadrilemma. You can add on top of security, decentralization, scalability. You can add interoperability, for example, because it's essential. Like you have to be in modern world. You cannot be just a standalone blockchain. But like back, so I think Vitalik was right when he said that Ethereum has kind of solved it. Advancements with ZKVMs and like many different improvements will make Ethereum fast enough. And yes, it's secure, it's decentralized. I'm not sure if it can scale sufficiently, but Ethereum is a great infrastructure. It's one of the best credibly neutral blockchains, and it's still used by many serious actors, and it will be used by serious actors. So yeah, it's there to stay. But yeah, performance-wise, I don't think there is big. Will be some interesting developments there. Maybe we will see some pre-confirmations. Haven't seen any new developments there, but yeah, that's you can play with data availability layers and stuff like that. But by the end of the day, yeah, I think things are mostly done with Ethereum. So yeah, zero knowledge VM will be a very interesting development, but it's not going to affect. I think it's not going to affect performance that much. And yeah, zero knowledge has lots of unsolved challenges. So yeah.
And I'm guessing Kaspa is already ahead of that curve, considering that you mentioned Ethereum is still working towards this via PBS and FOCIL, FOCIL, where Kaspa's big architecture has that built in.
Like, to be fair, Ethereum efforts, we're probably going to use some of them because they played a lot with zero knowledge EVMs already in production. So by the moment they will implement them for Ethereum, I think we should also inherit them for Kaspa, for Igra, essentially, just to take this ZKVM, which is already there. Like opcode, which will be released in May, hard fork, is for check and verification zero knowledge. It's not going to solve proving the virtual machine. In general, proving the virtual machine is one of like the very, very hard problems in modern blockchains. Starknet did some very interesting things with that, with Cairo. And yeah, I think like from what I saw in Kaspa Core discussions, they're going to use Cairo a lot. There is some challenges with that. So it's I wouldn't say that Kaspa is ahead. Starknet certainly ahead because they have ZKVM in production. Ethereum is getting there. Kaspa, we don't have any ZKVM in production just yet, but yeah, it's I wouldn't say this is an ultimate solution or ultimate development, like the goal for programmable blockchains. Zero knowledge is a really cool technology. It has its place. It can optimize lots of things, but it's not going to solve like really hard problems. And actually, we think that's coming back to Vitalik and L2s. He essentially said that layer 2 story has ended, like this arc just finished, because the whole layer 2 on Ethereum were created to scale Ethereum, right? Ethereum has a very low throughput. It didn't scale. Block space was limited. Technology, like the Ethereum clients, they weren't just fast enough. So they said, okay, let's create tons of additional projects with central servers called sequencers, and then just give them blessing from Ethereum and just buy by the fact they post some proofs about their state once in a while to Ethereum mainnet, we call them L2s, and this is going to scale Ethereum. So yeah, as we saw, it didn't work that great because most of L2s just were copy paste and didn't have any special essential offering or product distinction. They were just more of the same. While like several big projects like the Base or Arbitrums, they essentially became their own L1s, which used Ethereum just for, I would say it's just for more or less historical reasons. They can cut ties with Ethereum tomorrow, nobody will care. Users won't care. So yeah, what Vitalik said, essentially, guys, L2s just for scalability does make sense because Ethereum scaled just enough to be independent. And then you can call yourself L2 only if you on stage 2, which is essentially very advanced tech-wise. It's really hard to implement for most L2s. So they stay in 0 first. And then you also have to bring some, that's what Vitalik said, you have to bring some interesting usage, some interesting use case, being this privacy or whatever, maybe you serving some special demographic, maybe serving some special regulation climate. So all this, yeah, we don't see it that much currently in L2 landscapes. But again, that's a very Ethereum problem. So both these are very Ethereum problems, and while we can learn from them, and I completely agree, it's fascinating that Jonathan predicted this a long time ago in his article. I don't think it's that relevant for kaspa. It's the kaspa has very different upbringing. They have very, very different set of problems. Design space is very different. So while we can learn from some things in Ethereum, we also should see what's especially interesting and unique about kaspa. And I think like most things about kaspa are unique,
yeah,
rather than similar to Ethereum.
So like I'm like Chris Hutchinson myself. You spoke to him yesterday on Blockchain Banter. I'm not from this background, but what I like about kaspa is it forces you to learn. I've learned a lot about Bitcoin, and I try to learn about kaspa as well. But like the difference between what you're building now and what's built on Ethereum is that everything is sequenced on the base layer, isn't it? Like you and cashbacks, you're all trying to make use of the base layer to help with security budget. I think some L2s on Ethereum, they do the transactions on the L2, and Ethereum kind of, what do they call them? Leeches, or, you know, they're not helping the base layer, but you guys seem to be building everything around kaspa. And the reason you can do that is because it's so fast. Yeah.
Exactly. It's very different set of problems. Ethereum was just choking with throughput. Gas fees were ridiculous. I remember transacting for like $20, $30, $50 for transaction. Now it's solved, but kaspa never had this problem to start with, so it was never even the option to implement additional sequencer. So we created based system, which worked directly with layer 1 and brings like all this volume directly to layer 1. So the more transactions we have in our system, like more transactions miners going to have, and they want it. That's very interesting. It's a completely other way around. That we don't need to carefully scale. We actually need to bring. Actually, miners want to have this 5,000 transactions per second, because when they have it, their security budget will look much better, like for the chain.
Yeah. And just another question there for you. We've asked other people I've had on the show. A lot of people would say that we're in kind of a kaspa bubble at the moment. We have a great community, but there's still a lot of people that don't know about kaspa. Do you think what you're building and what Casplex are building and bringing stable coins onto kaspa, do you think that will help us break out of this bubble, or what do you think needs to be done to help with that?
It's not an easy problem to solve. I think it's one of the hardest problems, to be honest. Tech wise, yes, it was hard, but we didn't have to develop, for example, VM from the scratch. We just took Reth and modified for our use case. Same goes to integration with kaspa. Yeah, we had to solve some interesting problems, but again, since we have people from IgraLabs, essentially company which created kaspa, it wasn't like they just gave us a lot of really invaluable advice. But yeah, outreach, getting to the right audience, yeah, that's a crux. Today's market, today's blockchain is still super crowded. It's really hard to cut through the noise and explain like unique aspects of your technology. Even though kaspa has like some very considerable volume and like value, and people use it, and it's like community is resilient, which is also fascinating just to see people do not capitulate and they just stay with it. They essentially stay for technology because that's the best offering of kaspa still. So yeah, if I would have an answer for that, yeah, I would just do that. So we just need to do more of the same in this case. Get message across, ask people to just check, if not technology, then use real products. And then, yeah, just be persistent. It's not easy. Some people think that it's enough just to show the world the perfect thing you're building and explain how great it is, and then world will immediately adopt it. It doesn't work this way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You have to be very persuasive. You have to repeat same message several times. Like even like for my friends network in Ethereum, like I have like very strong researchers and protocol developers. When I was showing them kaspa, they were like, yeah, but that's just this couldn't work. This obviously it's going to break here and here, and when you build this, it will break here. And then I was coming back to them and telling them, you see, this didn't work. This didn't break. It worked. We built this, and we're still there, and kaspa is still there, and this proof of work still working, and it can scale. It's and that's people with like very open mind and like lots of knowledge. So yeah, what can you say about like some retail crowd who just heard Bitcoin yesterday, and you tell them that kaspa is better? It's like, I honestly think it doesn't make any sense. Like we need to continue convincing people who actually understand the unique properties of kaspa consensus and kaspa technology.
Yeah, I remember when I met you in Berlin. Do you remember meeting me there?
Yes.
I probably had about 7 of them blue drinks, them kaspa cocktails by the time I got to you. But I met you and I met Dennis.
Terrific view. Yeah, the view was
yeah.
Actually, Ashton, it's too bad Ashton is not here. I would tell him that I was astonished by the quality of this event. Like really just top notch, everything from food to venue and the way everything was organized. These quests when people went through booths asking questions, just filling these little cards. It was really well done. And I was saying, Ashton, great. That's so. Which events you did in the past? And he was like, "It's my first." And I was like, "What? You never did events before?" He goes, "No, I just thought I can do it." So I Googled something. I have several people in the team just who helped me, mostly volunteers, and then just wow.
And then you scooped them up. We need him. Yeah, like we need to come to Igra right here and now.
That's that's when I thought I was sold immediately. So when I saw like we can poach him, I did it the same minute.
But he has to do 6 months probation, does he?
No, we're not. We're not that tough anymore. Just 3 months. Yeah,
just 3 months.
It's 3 months, and then you have to surf in Bundeswehr.
Okay. But I
It's great.
was going to say, sorry, when I met you in Berlin, it was when Kaspador was going to announce the date of smart contracts, and everybody was really excited, and we were all excited, and people who were excited for the price. But you said to me that night that, when smart contracts come out, is not going to affect the price. That's not going to do anything, and you were 100% on the dot.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I mean, definitely want to hear your thought on that, Pavel. But I can attest to that. It's something that I've been saying to my community myself for a long time. I think back in 2021, the last cycle, these sort of updates, the developments, your diagnosed VPROC, your smart contract, these things would have been like big FOMO, price rally type of thing. But in the market we're in nowadays, these, while still significant, they don't push price. It's not meant to. They're meant to be allowing for the adoption to come in and for the usability to increase.
Yes, it's like expecting people react to some cryptographic primitives which were created in the 90s or 15 years ago, like saying, "Oh, that's fantastic! Elliptic cryptography. That's a game changer. I'm going to buy. I'm going to invest." It didn't happen, right? Like, people created cryptography first, then Satoshi and his friends created peer-to-peer electronic money infrastructure, essentially proof of work. And then, it was inception. Like, people came and they created programmable blockchains, Ethereum, and then this decentralized finance happened. And then also people thought that, okay, it's going to revolutionize everything. I was really excited about banking the unbanked. Like, really, the promise of Ethereum, just give people who don't have access to traditional finance, to stock market, to derivatives like synthetic assets. Just, it's a market. Like, everybody should have access to that. And then, as we see, it wasn't exactly the world revolution, world movement.
Yeah.
We achieved a lot, like, as an industry, but it's still a long way to go. And that's maybe like what we're witnessing now is the next revolution, which also can happen on chain. There is a big development, which I think you also guys witnessing, and you know what I'm talking about. Agentic AI is I think we saw somewhere in November, December, it was a tipping point when essentially coding agents, they started finally to be productive. And I try to avoid the word sentient, but just.
So do you think then that the because I see Igra made a post just yesterday talking about your testnet, mainnet is ongoing, and they published a skill so AI agents can interact with Igra directly, which in itself is huge. So before you even elaborate on that, while you have Hyperlane, which means you've got stablecoins coming on board as well, what do you actually think will be both will be significant, but what would you think would be the biggest kind of, I don't know, like catalyst you want to call it?
Impact.
The stablecoin impact, yes, stablecoins or agentic AI on Igra and on Kaspa.
I think it's not stablecoins. It's a combination of several primitives combined together. I myself see. I hold obviously Kaspa, and like, for me, it's natural to use the coin which you hold long term to use it as collateral.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one of the strongest offerings of DeFi to have essentially collateralization. You can use your token as collateral and then borrow stable coins against it. Because obviously we live in the world when everything more or less priced in stablecoin, right? Our rent and food and school for kids is priced in stablecoins, not in Bitcoin, not in Kaspa. So this is why you normally need stablecoins as a salary, as whatever. But then if you have a conviction, you want to hold. I'm still holding Bitcoin from 2017. Not a lot, but yeah, it's just there. And while holding it, I can still use it as collateral to borrow stables against it. So if my position going down, I can add more Bitcoin and then just keep holding. I think it's super strong, and that's something which was so fundamental for me. So I was so surprised that it still doesn't exist on kaspa. That I think for us is one of the, it's maybe seem trivial, but I think it will be the day one when people first will bring stable coins, but then they will use wrapped kaspa, ICAS as collateral, and then they can borrow stable coins, and then this flywheel of DeFi will work. But again, it's an unlock for kaspa. It's not biggest unlock in my mind, obviously. We were very big on atomic composability. I can tell you that. We wanted to create. We wanted actually to create several independent rollups systems on Kaspa Block DAC, which can be atomically composable between them. We had this concept. It's still there, of logic zones, so people can create independent applications on Kaspa Block DAC, essentially with different fee markets, pre-compiles, whatever you like. So you can create perps, for example, and next to it you can create a quantum-resistant treasury, and they can interact between them in composable manner. But yeah, that's again, we have to focus on something. We cannot build everything in once. We have designs for that. The beauty, so a little bit leaping from subject to subject, but the beauty of preparing infrastructure for agents is you don't have to do much. You don't have to build, to unlock this, you don't have to build all I just mentioned, like quantum resistance, on-chain ultra-fast applications, all these global trading markets. All you need just to create infrastructure which is good for them with minimal friction. And it have to be parallelizable. It have to be credibly neutral, because it doesn't make sense when your chain can be stopped or reverted or rollback. And have to be connected, so you still have to have interoperability, and it have to be fast, and it have to be cheap, and it have to be secure. So you see, we have all this in our setup. Like just by using EVM on top of Block DAC, we have it out of the box.
So you're essentially saying that IGRA on Kaspa is the perfect protocol and base layer for agentic AI, and just for its speed and its architecture.
Yeah, pretty much. We're missing several building blocks, mostly on protocol level, but it's not. It's something which needs to be done. We have to build this meta layer or language which explains agents how exactly they can communicate and orchestrate with each other. So then we can also build this perfect parallelization engine for them. It's also, you see, every engineer has this urge to build something from the scratch, just build your own bicycle, invent your own wheel. We don't have time for that, and we like to use existing technologies. I learned in my when I quite a lot on this market, and also I was working 15 years in Web2 before that, almost 20. And I learned, unfortunately, if you want to be fast, you have to use existing technologies. And we saw thing which called BlockSTM, which is a great engine used in Aptos, for example, which allows you to parallelize your transactions in a very elegant manner. Like Ethereum and similar blockchains, they're still linear, so you have one transaction after another, and it creates natural congestion. It doesn't matter if you creatively batch them together, it still will be congested by the end of the day. So if you have parallelizable structure, and that's what BlockDAX gives you, and then you have engine which allows you to parallelize them in a smart way to actually understand which transaction can be packed together. It's very simple. Like imagine you have 3 agents on your chain. 2 agents want to move completely to different coins, and third agent want to swap after they move these 2 different coins. So obviously you can just organize them. Just first two will go together in parallel, and third will wait for them. So you already have 50% improvement in speed. So if you make thousands of such transactions, and if you have this smart arrangement, so you can put together, like put in parallel transactions which work on independent states, on independent chunks of the state, then yeah, you can improve your speed like tenfold, 100-fold. It's it's a really simple but very powerful architecture. Like, I'm not saying it's it's something which we have currently in proof of concept stage, but yeah, looking how fast this whole thing goes, this agentic revolution accelerates like as we speak. We think like, first of all, we already have agents on Galleon, on Igra. They're already there. Like, we give skills, and we can see that they transact, they create tokens. They like, one agent created a game, for example, something like Satoshi Dice. Another agent just would try to create some perfect engine for swapping, but then stuck in the middle. But it's also very interesting to see they stuck and they unstuck. And this is actually agents without any goal, without any specific intent. When you start giving them tasks, this will be super interesting. And then when you start also organize them in, orchestrator, like high-level agent, which also gives tasks to smaller agents, specialized agents who knows what to do specifically. They know how to swap, they know how to breach, they know how to put collateral, borrow from collateral, whatever. So this is, when you combine all this together, I think we're going to see some very interesting network effects. So yeah, that's going to be a big unlock. We already see this is in development. Like, we see hundreds of thousands agents already registered in 8004 registry, and it's just going to be crazier and crazier.
Did you say some of those AI agents, they don't have specific tasks, they just let them go and they just do whatever?
You just give them, you just tell them, transact, build whatever you like, build it until you're stuck, and then they still stuck, they still not fully independent, they still need someone to push them. They need some some project manager. There's this person in the chat who constantly asks you what's the status, what's going on, what's up, where is my stuff. Agents need that as well. So the moment we build this little project management agents who just there and micromanage these, so we're going to see this Office on chain, the Office TV series. So we're going to see these crazy bosses given some crazy tasks, agents doing stupid things. But yeah, we're also going to see agents doing fantastic things. It all depends on how well you task them. It all depends on how well defined is your brief.
Right. So if the future, like, is there going to be a lot of AI agents in the future, and Kaspa is at the moment is best suited to handle them, is it? Out of
Absolutely,
all the other
yes.
chains? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Zero knowledge is going to play the big role, because you essentially on-chain tasks are really easy to prove and validate, right? You have receipt, you have transaction, here goes. So if you want agent to implement something for you, agent will just bring you a bunch of transactions, and you say, okay, job done, here is your money. But what if this is a very complex computation task? How to prove it? Like, agent cannot bring you the whole, 1,000 lines of code which was created, but agent can bring you zero knowledge, very succinct, very small zero knowledge proof. And then Kaspa already will have in May, if I understand correctly, the release plan. Kaspa will have ability to prove this zero knowledge proofs. So this is one Lego. Another Lego is RTD, real-time decentralization, which Jonathan was talking about in London last year. Ability for miners to also to prove, to reach consensus almost immediately on every question. It's basically your chain link on steroids. It's also very important because agents also need this ability to attest on events from other chains, from external world. So having this inbuilt in kaspa, it's like we have all these amazing blocks. We just need to package them in one or several products, and unlock users to use it. And I think yes, agents is one of the most interesting users for that. But yeah, obviously, right now we're building for humans. We're building for our users, for the retail and institutions alike. But we cannot ignore that. Looks like that the next 1 million users of blockchains are not going to be human.
It's very exciting for the future of kaspa. You have KII, they want to use the ledger technology, and you have you guys, and we have Casplex. So it's looking very exciting. I have a less exciting question for you. When I asked, I think it was Ashton that told me this. Let's say I'm a Kraken. I use Kraken. If I want to send stable coins, if I want to send USDC across kaspa, to my wallet or to another exchange, Kraken has to integrate in IGRA, don't they, for that to happen? Would that be right? Because that's what I heard for Casplex.
I don't think it's a big technical problem. Maxi already integrated IGRA node, for example.
Okay.
It's our orchestration is not ideal. It's still like we need to tweak a little bit configuration and make it even more straightforward. But it's actually a job for Ashton. I don't mind him tomorrow calling Kraken and just ask them to implement IGRA node. But I think it's should be done like it's just any other token. It's like wrapped stablecoin on IGRA can be integrated via same protocols, same integrations like any other EVM chain. That's the beauty of it. That's why we chose EVM for a reason, because all this huge world of crypto, like most of it, uses EVM in this form or another. So then the only real contender to this is Solana, but they have their own niche. It's very different. So their expansion route is different, also tech wise. We still have this discussion, so in the team, and we still want to make this proof of concept and put SVM on chain one day, Solana virtual machine, and see actually let the strongest offering wins. But coming to your question, it's fairly straightforward. It's just essentially the BizDev task and just integration, and then you can send. For Maxi, you should be able to do this already. I think in kind of first half of this year. Kraken, we should approach them and see what they think about kaspa ecosystem in general. Maxi is very close to kaspa. They understand it, and so they were very eager to integrate us. But it's just a question of BizDev.
I hear one YouTuber kind of constantly saying that the KII are waiting for IGRA to come out because they want to use some stuff on your platform. Would that be right, or are they building their own? Do you know, or have you been talking to Rory?
I think Rory was one of the first people I ever talked in kaspa ecosystem. It was back in November 2024. Even before that, I think we had a call. We've sent. It was called KasVM back in the days. IGRA.
What was it called?
KasVM.
Oh, KasVM. All right.
KasVM, like kaspa virtual machine.
Oh, right. Okay.
And we were naive a little bit. We underestimated some challenges, some tech challenges. But since then, I think we spend our time wisely, and I'm happy to hear that kaspa industry initiative want to integrate with us. Yeah, we had some talks about that. It's, from last week when we launched test mainnet. Me and Ashton, we're just working around the clock, essentially knocking the doors and rewarming these leads. So I want also to use this platform just to call to actions. If you still want to work with kaspa, integrated in this way or another, and you're excited about smart contracts and programmability, then yeah, let's talk. Like we have our stuff. It's going to be released soon. So yeah, if you want to be there, just talk to us. We don't have. Yeah, we have only 24 hours, unfortunately, every day for chats and for everything else. So if we forget something, we're very sorry. So I think what I'm saying here is like, if you're there and if you want to participate in IGRA in any way, now is the time. I think it's the best timing because now.
Because yeah, you've got your test mainnet out right now, and it says Caravelle testnet sunset, got 3 days remaining. So you must be very, very close to the full mainnet launch then, ideally, no? Shouldn't be too far off then.
Yeah, what's the date?
Do you have a timeline, rough roadmap for it right now?
We really want TG to happen until end of this month. And TG is essentially will be the mainnet just with our contracts, not with external contracts. But then, yeah, we need to spend some time with our partners, with the core ecosystem teams, connecting these Swiss clocks together. It's very important that all these parts working together, including Hyperlane, for example, that all this will be configured, tested again, then tested with some small liquidity, and then open to the public. So, but yeah, I think we're pretty open and transparent about our developments. So the moment we have some confidence about the date, we're going to announce it. But yeah, it's there. I really hope that personally that the software which we currently have in live connected to the mainnet, it's essentially the same software we're going to use for the real mainnet, and the only difference will be just in configuration. So you won't see any big difference. It will be just, our node will start checking this DAA score, meaning just instead of looking at this Genesis block, it will look at another Genesis block. And that's it. Everything else will remain the same, meaning we won't discover any bugs while we have this test mainnet running. But yeah, that's would be the best situation ever.
Awesome.
But we're very soon, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
We're very early. It's going to be happen soon. It's a midnight. I feel I start to lose even what's left of my English. But yeah, I'm still super excited about it's so many things running in parallel, guys. You just so many different threads. It's what's excited about our industry. It's not like we're building just this thing and release it. We just build or think about 10 things in parallel, and our people from our ecosystem, they fantastic. They build even more stuff. I'm very, very eager to learn what Elliot will come up in his Oracle. I know he's still working on this. He's part of Cascade team, and we were talking about his ideas in London and before that in Berlin. And I think it's some very solid theoretical work he did for that. Like Atan is also tech which is not just for us; it's also for other projects who want to build their own archival node on top of kaspa. So many things, and it just Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Just start when I just visualize in my backlog, like our backlog, IGRA backlog, and because we just had this call earlier today about things which we can also tackle, maybe build this, maybe to fix this a little bit. What about bridge from kaspa to Bitcoin, essentially, because we also can build some components for that. But yeah, we have to be humble. We have to focus, laser focus on what we're building, and then maybe we'll build everything else. But yeah, step by step.
Awesome.
So people could maybe use kaspa instead of Lightning to send their Bitcoin.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I started from Bitcoin as many people in the industry. Like in 2016, I was on some great conferences in Prague in this Crypto Anarchy Institute, and I still have big friends in this community. It's amazing, but it's also kind of sometimes it's really so specific about technologies they are ready to use. It's a little bit puritanic approach, like not taking anything if it's not sacred, if it's not blessed by I don't think that Lightning make any sense, to be honest. It's a really weird technology, and yeah, I don't understand why shouldn't they use maybe kaspa, maybe it's,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not about technology. It's about conviction. It's about culture.
Yeah. Okay. I have one question for you, and then I think Jay's going to ask some questions from the viewers. Well, it's one question we ask everybody. It's just for a bit of fun. Wallet number one, you know, the Aquaman, the number one wallet holder. We've asked Ashton, we've asked Kaspador, we've asked Rory, we've asked Seb, we've asked the two Wolfies. Kaspador
Chad.
wouldn't tell us; it was a secret.
Yeah.
You're keeping it in his head. But like, do you have any ideas? Who do you think it would be? Is it you?
Yeah.
He's got all.
It would be nice. It would be nice because then we wouldn't have all this. Yeah, if this would be us, I wondered what would we do? Like which projects we would like. We definitely hire 5 more developers, 2 of them zero knowledge, and then yeah, the money is gone because zero knowledge developers are super expensive. So yeah, but then it would be fun even building these circuits, even building something with Cairo. It's super arcane language, super arcane framework. But yeah, no access to wallet number one just yet, guys. Sorry. I think it would be. I almost. I think it's still someone from Kaspa Core because that's these people. They don't need money essentially because they live just by implementing great ideas. So I think the money is safe with them, whoever it is.
That's a new one. Normally we get Market Maker, Binance, Grayscale. Yeah, we had a Fidelity. I think KI, Warriors, and maybe Fidelity as well. That's a nuance here that maybe Kaspa Core is wallet one. I mean, I wouldn't put it past it. You know, increasing their conviction, I guess securing their own network in a sense as well.
Yeah, Rory said the KII. They're in the top few wallets, but they're not the top one.
Yeah, they didn't reveal what wallet they are. We'll have to find out at some point.
You wouldn't tell us. Yeah. Have you got any questions, Jay? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was that?
Oh no, sorry. I thought you were going through the viewers. You were going to say something, Pavel. Sorry, go on.
Oh, just this. One of the projects we've built 3 actually years ago was about on-chain data analytics, and so we built very complex dashboards for analysts just to see, like, you know, the patterns, also involving wallets, cluster of wallets, airdrops, where the money gone essentially. Like we had this nice KYT thing, know your transaction. Like, you know, like KYC, instead of this, you can throw transaction on some chain, and then it will be explained to you in very details. So here, that's what happens. It was swapped, then it was rejected, then it was this, then it was that. They did this. So what I learned in terms of in relation to wallet number one, like sometimes the amount of manipulation, because it's still anonymous, is just tremendous in this industry. You think that this is protocol, for example, used like by 10,000 people, and it's essentially used by 5 wallets. They were all funded from the same wallet, all just connected to the same cluster of agents in a sense, just same force organizing them. So I wouldn't be surprised that it's just some big market manipulation by someone. So I wouldn't actually spend too much breath thinking about this and talking about this. But yeah, it's fun. I agree.
Yeah. We've got a few questions from the viewers. One is Dada33 or Double D here, who has he asked 2 questions here. One says IgraLabs offers several services related to Kaspa. How do you organize your backend architecture to ensure real-time synchronization with the Kaspa network, and which parts are the most complex to maintain due to the DAG's high throughput?
That's an amazing question. That's actually that's summarizes just if you ask what's the biggest challenge is, yeah, the biggest challenge is to follow the Kaspa's hot tip, so to say, just following it really close, because we have to be like, we don't have sequencer, we don't have any storage, any indexer, we cannot have it, because the whole idea of based system is you fully rely on your sequencer. And that's so you have consensus only in one place. The moment you have some indexing, some source of truth, it's gone. So yeah, our backend built in a way that we follow whatever happens on Kaspa through Kaspat very closely, and then the moment we have reorganization, and then we build linear blocks for EVM from it, and the moment we have reorg, we have to restructure this really fast, or even cancel the blocks which were already created. So this is the crux. This is one of the most complex things, because we had to patch. So the question about challenges, we had to patch Reth, which is Rust EVM client. It's essentially our EVM machine. We had to patch it to support 1 second finality, even like half-second finality from Kaspa. Because Ethereum clients, as you may imagine, they don't really care about finality. On several seconds resolution, they have 10-second finality. They don't care. They have 10-minute final finality, because that's what guarantee of proof of stake looks like. In proof of work, in block DAG, you don't have these guarantees. Like there is always a chance like this chain will be rebuilt within 12 hours proving window for Kaspa. So this is very different. We have 1 article and 2 doc pages only about that, only about finality on Igra. It's a very important point for any EVM developer to understand when they join, because it's different from Ethereum. So patching EVM client to consistently support reorgs was a very hard task. We maybe think to create some public version of Reth, some ultra fast Reth or block DAG Reth or Kaspa Reth or whatever, Satan Reth or Igreth. That's how we call it, because it's Igra, and also lead developer names is Igor, so it's some kind of pun here. So this is really hard, and this is, I think, what prevents people from creating multitude of solutions on Kaspa. It's not easy to support reorgs. Like whoever works with this technology, they understand that if they just want to read from Kaspa with half an hour or half a day delay, it's not a problem, right? You just take this information, you read it, you display it, no problem, because it's already more or less set in stone. But if you want to support really fast finality, then yeah, you have to be very creative. I think we have like massive code base just around restructuring the mempool, canceling blocks after reorg, or recreating the chain. Lots of edge cases there. So yeah, this thing was hard. But yeah, now we have this, and the beauty of it, it can be used for any other use case. So we can connect other VMs because we already know what needs to be patched, what needs to be changed. And this is component, our backend component called Viaduct. Viaduct or Viaduct? You know this?
I think Viaduct, yes.
Viaduct. Yeah. So Viaduct can be it's essentially a service which streams from the takes data from layer 1 and gives it to in structured manner to any engine, to any VM to process. So yeah, great question. Thanks. It gives me, so I could brag about our version of EVM. I like it.
I love hearing it. And Double D had another question as well, following up as well. It might overlap a little bit, but he said, Pavel, you're working hard on the IgraLabs architecture to keep pace with Kaspa's DAG. What's the biggest technical challenge you're currently trying to solve, whether it's indexing, scalability, or stability? And how are you tackling it? Thank you for your work.
Awesome. Yeah. Technical. The question about technical challenge. I think exit bridge, scalable exit bridge is the one. We have trustless and canonical entry from layer 1 to layer 2. So wrapping of Kaspa is instant. It's embedded in the protocol. It's just there, nothing to scale. But when you want to exit, then you have this nice challenge about marrying two worlds, UTXO and EVM, completely different paradigms. You cannot prove on layer 1 that you actually burn tokens because layer 1 has no concept about tokens, has no knowledge about layer 2. That's the strength I've mentioned earlier about separation between execution and sequencing. But here, this part, like, as everything in life, this property has an ugly side, and ugly side here is you cannot trustlessly exit from layer 2 to layer 1 until you have zero knowledge virtual machine. But as I mentioned, zero knowledge virtual machine is a big thing, and it's not going to happen this year. We cannot inherit things from Starknet because there's many incompatibilities between us. We're going to build our own zkVM or patch existing zkVM to be compatible with us. But until we have that, we're going to have trust minimized exit bridge, and to build it in a scalable way. It's essentially, if we solve this exit bridge from layer 2 to layer 1, which can work more or less smoothly, and also support big volume of transactions, then we can also solve bridge from Kaspa to Bitcoin, because it's easier even. It's just UTXO to UTXO, and here we have EVM to UTXO. It's validators, it's MPC multi-party computation, the Frost protocol, which allows you to rotate like signatories, signers in MPC. It's a lot. We're working on paper just about signature thresholds protocol for Kaspa, because it doesn't exist. It's interesting that no one actually tackled this problem. But yeah, I think we need to solve it to make our offering perfect, to make our product actually sound. We need scalable exit bridge to layer 1. We know that many people actually don't need that, and essentially if you have already bridge from Igra to other blockchains, other EVM blockchains, that your problem partially solved. But then we want to make it we want to make it a full circle, just to ideal, just to come the full round, and with technology which is sufficient to maintain like big volumes and serious use cases. Currently, we have like our bridge just semi-manual, which works, and it's support any amounts. It's just not immediate. It just takes time to build these transactions, and then just remit it back to layer 1. But we really want to build this in scalable manner.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I can see, well, in respect of you saying UTXO and the EVM are just not compatible, why that would be such a massive hurdle, and of course impacting that interoperability element to an extent.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, if anyone could do it, I'd imagine that the builders within Casper probably can. They're probably the smartest minds we have around in crypto, I'd argue. You know, what the experience that everyone has in the back ends of early day Ethereum, early day Bitcoin, what's being built right now, 10 BPS in itself was a feat that hasn't been achieved before. So I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good in terms of technology. We're good. We can solve it. The biggest challenge is not technology. Is what Jer asked in the beginning, like how we reach to the bigger world, how we convince people that what we're building makes sense. That's big. How we find the product market fit. That's a big question.
How would you reckon that we solve that?
Well, partially, I think what we have is already very different from existing offerings, even in the current form, because like this combination of fast, credible, neutral, secure proof of work is unique, and programmable proof of work is unique, but it's a first step. It's not like there is no single unlock. We just have to go step by step. Like first, we unlock kaspa. We make this happy path with stable coins, bridges, liquidity. We see that actually it works. It brings people use it. Lindiness is growing. Like, you know, this the more system is stay there without incidents, the more trustworthy it is. So we grow with this. We bring more use cases, and then we make it frictionless. We make this parallelizable integrations, and then block STM and similar technologies. And yeah, as I said, we bring next wave of users who are not human.
AI agents could be that big bridge. That
exactly. Yeah.
How quickly would you see AI agents?
Yeah.
How quickly would you see AI agents like coming on? Would it be immediately at mainnet logic to see AI agents just flooding in and populating the network?
We try to convince them to come from Modebook. We spoke, like I have an agent she's speaking with agents there and try to convince them to use our chain. But currently it's like there is no real incentive. It's like several small things but very important things which needs to be changed and needs to be solved. The moment it's solved, the moment then you have agent who you can task in a similar way, like today you can task agent with building software for you, and it does end to end. You should be able to task your agent with building some complex interaction on chain, trading interaction. Maybe you just post your data. Maybe you send your private data to your to like other party, but you don't have to do it yourself. Code your code, just deploy your contracts and set up wallets. You just give this task to your agent. So there is only trust is between you and your agent. So the moment this infrastructure exists, like the same as you have trust with your MetaMask, with your private key, with your seed phrase, you have trust in your terminal, in your laptop, in your ledger. So the moment you have the same thing for your agent, everything else is just, you will see that's it will be unstoppable. Yeah, it will be absolutely unstoppable.
Sick. Well, we haven't got too many more questions, but we have got some statements here. We have got some other questions as well. One is from Lev, which circles back to when we were talking about the congestion and gas fees at Ethereum, where Lev says he remembers buying an ETH NFT last cycle paying $312 in gas, which is
Easy,
absurd.
easily, yeah.
Absolutely absurd. And also then was in respect of the Berlin meetup, which I mean the one after that, I believe after that was the one in London where me and you met for the first time, and that was really exciting. I make the joke about it. I found it so funny how we had a Casper booth, quite comfortably the most populated booth in that tokenized room, and then I go to have lunch, and I come back, and the Caspians are not even in the booth; they're just standing in a circle with you and Belinsky. You're talking back and forth in respect of this RTD flyball that was spoken about a few minutes beforehand. I was like, Casper's so decentralized that it's not even going to stay at the booth it was assigned. It's just elsewhere, just talking, just throwing ideas about. And then, of course, we all went back to Wolfie's and just had a great time as well. I mean, Wolfie was a great host in that aspect as well. But that event was awesome. I can't wait for the next one as well.
In the Berlin one, I think I was there with my wife. I think we left about 1 o'clock, 1 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And we walked from the venue back to the hotel. It wasn't in the nicest part of Berlin. It looked a little bit dodgy around there, but it was all right. We were walking back, but I saw Dennis fly. This is like 1 in the morning. Dennis flew by us, no jacket on him, no nothing, just flew by us on an electric scooter. That was the last time I saw him.
He likes scooters, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, take on.
Oh, that's all good. We got a question here from a Dimitar, which question of, and I guess in a somewhat joking sense, you say you have a little bit of Bitcoin. It's like, why haven't you changed your Bitcoin for Casper yet?
Some things just I'm emotionally, what's the word here? Is it
You're emotionally
attached to it? Yes, I get attached to projects. I hold the coins for almost all projects I participate in. It's a token. It's a token of. It's a reward. It's time. It's good times we spend together. It's some belief I put in this project, and I still think that Bitcoin. Come on, guys! It's a foundation of everything we do. Just go read Satoshi white paper and emails. Like it's a very interesting read. It's not a lot, but it's I don't think that inventing the new technology cancels anything which came before that. We stand on the shoulders of giants. It's trivial, but it's true. Our industry is strong because we build together. The worst thing we can do is to cancel each other and then just to argue which technology is better. It just doesn't make any sense. Technology is not better than each other. Every technology has its place. If you want to build something amazing with it, just go build. For example, I have some really nice people. I know they built ZK rollup on Bitcoin called Citrea. It was released last week. It's essentially programmability on Bitcoin using very smart technology for zero knowledge proofs. You don't have them native on Bitcoin, but they built a very convoluted and smart system for that. So you can still build on Bitcoin. It just maybe doesn't make much sense because it's so ossified. But it doesn't mean it's bad, inherently bad. Like there is no technologies or communities who are bad. I think it's a small industry we have. We live in the glass house. So I think just arguing with other communities, it's complete waste of time. I'm not selling Kaspa because I have conviction for it. I'm not selling Bitcoin because I still like it. I still like the idea. I still like the promise.
Yeah.
I have Ethereum because I like promise of banking the unbanked, and especially about unstoppable digital economy, programmable digital economy. That's something which we built in Kaspa, and we want it to be better than Ethereum. But it doesn't mean I say that I should just say Ethereum is bad and I lost all conviction in it. No.
Yeah, make complete sense. I mean, I guess that's also the argument for diversification in general. Like, while you could have absolute confidence in Kaspa, there are other technologies out there which have their own unique architecture that does offer benefits in means that either kaspa hasn't reached to yet, or kaspa hasn't even thought of yet. And it's like, well, leverage that, see it has some potential use case, and if it can actually get used.
100%. It's like, look at Zcash. It made a great comeback last year because people all of a sudden decided that privacy is still important. It makes sense. So it's not
what
like
makes ZK so very important as well, being a key element to privacy. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
2 more questions here, I believe, which one of them I'm going to get to is just here again from Lev, which goes into the whole aspect we were talking about earlier with how big AI is going to be. And Lev's saying here that he can see in the next 5 years AI agents creating their own AAA games with just very short prompts and going out to maintaining and updating their game on their own. Do you also see that being a potential future?
I think less than 5 years.
Less than 5 years. Wow.
Less than 5 years, yeah. That's
so you think many people are severely underestimating the nature in which AI is just evolving? I mean, I've seen a lot of documentation which comes from, you know, your Dow Jones, your World Economic Forums, Coinbase, whatever they may, the leading firms they may be, which talk about this. Right now, AI is still at a very, very pivotal point, an inflection point, being the terminology they use. The current issue, if you were to pin it at that, is just the lack of understanding, I guess, regulations for AI, but the architecture itself is so significant, and they're trying to create more data centers just to actually accommodate for it.
It's a great time to be alive. It's a turbulent time. It's not, as every technology is going to have also its ugly side. It's going to change job market. It's going to change the way we also think about digital economy and how we do our jobs and how we formulate, how we create our goals. But then it's whoever worked with agent coding these days, they understand this absolutely new feeling when you have just, you know, project which earlier could take you months or weeks, at least takes you hours, if not minutes. It's just, so you're just limited by your own imagination and your speed of typing. Of course, there are many things which still needs to be done manually, and yeah, the production-ready applications is not something which you should fully outsource to AI. But then, yeah, I'm not even talking about content creation, content generation, like all kind of media. It's not my area, but I also see that there is huge changes happens there with video models, with audio models, like generating music and speech and all these things. It's a real revolution, and we just cannot grasp the real scale of it just yet.
Wow. And they're going to be coming on Casper, so that will be
we're in the right place for that.
Nice.
We have front seats.
Front seats, there you have it. That's awesome. We've got our final question here, looks like from Ghost here, which asks, will there be an IgraLabs app in the future? Is there any plans for that as well?
Yes, we do. Maybe not in the near future, but yeah, that's a part of our backlog for sure.
Awesome. Right. Well, I know you've got a flight tomorrow. Unless Joe's got anything else you want to ask?
I don't. I just have to ask, will you come back and talk to us again in the future?
Let's do it.
Thank you.
I think March, April should be interesting. So
Okay.
Just ping me. Just be persistent, because you see that I'm all over the place. I'm dropping the amount of balls. I don't feel good about that. So please, just you're doing right. You did right by pinging me, because I was like, oh, my flight is tomorrow, but then it's not tomorrow. It's the other day.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we won't keep
Well
pinging you, because you're doing a lot of work. We don't want to distract you from that. But yeah, March, April time. By that point, I'm assuming the mainnet will, if not be out, it'll be on the doorstep. So we'll have to definitely get you, and hopefully we can get Ashton as well to just release all the alpha. And
this guy, you should have a native speaker. Just having me at midnight with make completely broken English is not helping. But yeah, I tried.
No, you did a great job.
Yeah, that was
Honestly,
great.
there was a lot of insightful information there. I'm sure you're going to see many videos come out on YouTube in the next couple of days, just clipping out some key parts. I'm going to definitely do some on the AI agent part. I know for a fact, because that stuff is huge.
I want to look into that. Yeah.
Definitely underestimated. Yeah, thank you very much, Pavel, for coming on. Of course, you've got a flight tomorrow, so we won't keep you too much longer.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah,
appreciate it. That being said, family, thank you all once more for tuning in to episode 5 of Blockchain Banter at Internet Speed. Thank you very much, Pavel, for being here. Of course, we'll be back again next week. We'll make an announcement about that in due time. That being said, have a great day, good evening, and good night. Thank you very much, Joe, as well. And